The story of Bill Gates is one that fascinates, terrifies, and inspires in equal measure. It is a tale of obsession, brilliance, and relentless ambition. Born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington, William Henry Gates III seemed like any other child from a well-to-do family, but his mind worked differently. While other children were interested in sports and games, Gates was drawn to patterns, logic, and numbers. From a young age, he displayed an unusual aptitude for mathematics and problem-solving, and by the time he reached school age, it was clear that his curiosity bordered on obsession. His parents, a lawyer father and a school-teacher mother, encouraged his intellectual pursuits, but even they could not have anticipated the intensity and focus that would define his future. Gates's first real exposure to computers came at age 13, a time when computers were rare, expensive, and largely inaccessible to the general public. He enrolled at Lakeside School, which happened to have a computer terminal. It was here that Gates first began experimenting with programming languages, writing code late into the night, and pushing machines to their limits. He and his friends engaged in what today might be considered hacking, exploring the systems, bypassing restrictions, and testing their understanding of technology. At the age of 17, Bill Gates, along with his childhood friend Paul Allen, embarked on his first entrepreneurial venture. They founded Dropout Data, a company aimed at processing traffic data using tape readers and early computers. The goal was to convert raw traffic information into actionable reports for city planners. In theory, the business model was promising, but in practice, it was far from successful. The technology was cumbersome, the market was unprepared, and government agencies began offering similar services for free. Dropout Data failed quietly, but its failure was not insignificant. For Gates, this was not just a financial setback. It was a lesson in perseverance, in learning from mistakes, and in understanding the realities of running a business. It taught him how to pitch ideas, how to respond to client needs, and most importantly, how to bounce back stronger. Dropout Data was the crucible in which Gates learned the painful lessons of failure, and it was the first step in a journey that would lead to one of the most influential companies in history. In 1973, Gates enrolled at Harvard University, not to pursue law, as his parents had hoped, but to immerse himself in computing. Harvard's computer labs became his sanctuary. While other students attended lectures and socialized, Gates spent hours exploring programming languages, dissecting computer systems, and solving problems that no one else even noticed. His brilliance was evident, but so was his intensity. Gates was socially isolated, entirely consumed by his obsession with understanding how systems worked and how he could control them. During this time, he forged a partnership with Paul Allen that would become legendary. The two of them spent countless hours discussing, experimenting, and planning, their minds locked onto a vision that few others could comprehend. Everything changed in 1975 when Gates read an article in Popular Electronics about the Altair 8800, one of the first affordable microcomputers. Instantly, he recognized an opportunity that could redefine the computing industry. Gates and Allen boldly claimed that they had developed a version of the basic programming language for the Altair, even though they had not yet written the software. It was a risk, a gamble that could have ended disastrously. They then spent weeks frantically coding, and when the software was finally delivered, it worked perfectly. This audacious move marked the birth of Microsoft, a company that would eventually dominate the personal computing world. From this moment, Gates's life became a relentless pursuit of control, efficiency, and market dominance, a path paved with both genius and ruthlessness. Microsoft did not rise quietly. The early years were filled with small victories, technical breakthroughs, and strategic partnerships. Gates understood that software, not hardware, would be the key to the future of computing. When IBM sought an operating system for its new personal computers, Gates seized the opportunity. In a brilliant strategic move, he retained the licensing rights to the software, allowing Microsoft to sell it to other manufacturers while IBM focused solely on hardware. This decision catapulted Microsoft into a position of unprecedented influence, turning it from a small software firm into the backbone of the computing revolution. Gates's vision, combined with his unrelenting drive, transformed the way people interacted with computers forever. However, the rise of Microsoft was not without controversy. Gates's approach to business was aggressive, sometimes bordering on ruthless. The company faced accusations of monopolistic practices, lawsuits, and regulatory scrutiny. He was criticized for crushing competition, intimidating rivals, and maintaining tight control over the software industry. Some admired his genius and foresight, while others viewed him as a calculating and uncompromising figure, willing to push ethical boundaries to achieve dominance. This tension between brilliance and ruthlessness became a defining characteristic of Gates's career, a duality that fascinated observers and analysts alike. Despite his professional success, Gates's personal life was marked by contradictions and internal struggles. He was a man driven by logic and order, yet he faced emotional and social challenges. Colleagues often described him as demanding and intense, sometimes difficult to work with. In interviews and biographies, Gates has spoken candidly about the pressures he faced, the friendships he lost, and the personal sacrifices required to maintain his relentless pace of innovation. These aspects of his life reveal a complex figure, a human being navigating the weight of ambition, genius, and expectation. His story is not merely one of success. It is a story of obsession, isolation, and the personal cost of relentless drive. By the year 2000, Bill Gates made a significant shift. He stepped down from the day-to-day operations of Microsoft to focus on philanthropy through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This transition was remarkable. A man who had spent decades building an empire dedicated to technology now turned his attention to global health, education, and poverty alleviation. The foundation became one of the most influential philanthropic organizations in the world, directing billions of dollars toward combating diseases like malaria, polio, and tuberculosis, and improving access to education worldwide. While some viewed this as a humanitarian effort, others recognized it as a continuation of Gates's desire to influence systems on a global scale. In every endeavor, he approached problems with the same analytical precision and relentless determination that defined his career in software. The lessons from Bill Gates's life are profound. His story demonstrates that failure is not fatal, that obsession can be both a driving force and a burden, and that ambition comes at a cost. Gates's journey from a curious, isolated child to a software mogul and global philanthropist reveals the power of perseverance, strategic thinking, and unwavering focus. It is a narrative that blends brilliance with moral complexity, triumph with ethical dilemmas, and human vulnerability with extraordinary achievement. The legacy of Bill Gates is not just in the billions he accumulated or the technology he developed, but in the profound influence he has had on the world's systems, economies, and lives. For viewers who want to understand the real mechanics behind success, the story of Bill Gates is a masterclass in vision, strategy, and determination. His path was neither straight nor easy. It was filled with failure, risk, and relentless effort. Traf-O data may have failed, Harvard may have been a testing ground, and Microsoft may have faced global scrutiny, but each step was a lesson, a building block, toward an empire that changed the world. Gates's story is a reminder that greatness does not come from comfort or certainty. It comes from confronting challenges head-on, learning from failure, and refusing to stop until your vision is realized. This is the story of Bill Gates, a man whose obsession with code, control, and innovation shaped the modern world. From abandoned traffic tapes to global software dominance and worldwide philanthropy, his life is a testament to the power of relentless ambition and the costs that come with it. If you want to discover more deep dives into the lives of the world's most influential people, learning their strategies, mistakes, and victories, make sure to subscribe to the Billionaire's Playbook. Like this video, share it with someone fascinated by stories of ambition and genius, and stay tuned for more episodes that explore the forces, decisions, and obsessions that create billionaires.